Obviously, disappointed. I thought our guys played hard. I thought they battled hard. We knew it was going to be a tough game, a four-quarter battle, and got to give the Vikings a lot of credit. They made more plays tonight or today than we did, and especially at the end of the game there. And so we got to regroup, knowing that we have a great opponent coming into Lambeau next week against the LA Rams, and that's coming off a bye. And so, like I told our guys, you can't feel sorry for yourself too long. You got to make the corrections, and we got to move on because that's the way this league works. And so we'll have them in tomorrow and try to fix a lot of mistakes.
What was your initial look at Darnell's potential interception and then just the emotional swing as you saw
Yeah, I mean that. There's a lot of it's an emotional roller coaster the entire game, right? Just in terms of being down 13 points, having the resiliency to fight back, to take the lead, and have opportunities. And certainly, you'd love to survive the ground right there, and unfortunately, he didn't. And that's just the way it worked. And then they were able to march the ball down and kick the winning field goal.
What did you give the defense most trouble tonight?
Well, certainly, we knew it was an explosive offense. They got two premier receivers. Dalvin Cook, he's premier back, and I think Kirk Cousins a premier quarterback. So that's quite a tandem that they have across the board. I think their O-line did a nice job. It's a good offense, and they got the better of us today.
What were you seeing from the offensive line that was just having so much trouble in the first half and to kind of you guys had to figure it out in the second?
Well, I thought they were bringing some pressure that we didn't handle very well early on. Certainly can do a better job of putting our guys in a better position. We knew that we wanted to stay out of third and long. It seemed like early on, especially in that first half, every time we got into a drive, it was it was a get back on track situation. So 2nd and 10 plus, however it happened, whether it was, a penalty or whatever it may be. It's hard to win in this league, and it's hard to score points when you're behind the sticks. So we knew it was going to be important to be in the third and manageable situations or stay out of third down all in all. And we got backed up too many times.
Matt, what did you see on that play when Aaron almost called timeout and then hit Devontae for the touchdown?
Yeah, I was watching the defense, so I didn't. The officials thought that when he was turning around, that the ball was being snapped, and so they didn't grant him the timeout. And I'm glad they didn't, but ultimately, I guess it didn't matter.
What did your defense struggle so much against Jefferson? I know he's obviously talented. You've had a lot of success against a lot of talented receivers over the last 2 weeks. What was the difference today?
Yeah, I have to go back and watch the tape, and I'll have a better answer for you tomorrow. But certainly, it's not just. I think it's just the entire scheme. I know Clint Kubiak does a hell of a job. I worked for his dad, and it's there's a lot of similar principles that we employ in our offense, and when you combine that with really good players, it makes it tough to defend, and they were on point today.
I'm not sure about the last time you guys had 12 men on the field penalty this season. How did that happen on the last drive?
Yeah, that's embarrassing. That ultimately everything falls on me, and I got to make sure that doesn't happen, because that cannot happen coming out of a stop clock situation. Can't happen anytime, but especially when you have a 2-minute warning or whatever it was, or stop ball situation, and you got 12. That's just, it's inexcusable. No updates.
Matt, going back to Jefferson, what challenges does it present when they put him in the backfield and like in the red zone?
Yeah, he's a guy that presents a challenge no matter where he is on the field. He's just a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of making explosive plays. He's capable of taking a short pass and create explosives. So it just stresses your defense in a lot of different ways, and then it adds a layer to that when you can move him around. We can line him up in the backfield at a slot, or he's at X, he's at Z. All that stuff adds up. He's tough to defend.
Are you encouraged by the way the offense plays?
I thought in the second half, we finally started to get into a better rhythm. Things, we started to, I think, be a little bit more aggressive, and then our execution was on point. And, I thought our guys, there was a lot of good within the game. Certainly, we'd like to finish a couple of those drives a little bit better. Like I talked about earlier, we cannot get behind the sticks. 2nd and 10 plus, that is tough sledding in this league, especially against a defense like the Vikings. I got a lot of respect for what Mike Zimmer has been able to produce time and time again. The looks he gives you, he really does a great job of stressing your protections, and that was evident early on in the game.
Yeah, you tried to go on to MVS early, once or twice deep, and what did you see on that game-tying touchdown eventually that worked in the 3? Like, just keep going back to it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's teams, if they want to double Devontae, then we need other guys to win, and that's exactly kind of how it played out. They were in man coverage. It looked like Harrison Smith had eyes on Tay, and MVS was able to run away from the leverage. That was he had outside leverage, and he ran across the field. Aaron made a hell of a throw, and we had great protection up front, and that's what it takes. So if teams are going to choose to double Tay or try to take him away, then we got to have other guys, win their one-on-one matchups.
Now, did a field goal in a three-point game, obviously, been asked one of those questions this year before. Did you see anything particular in this instance?
I didn't see it, so I got to go back and watch it and see what happened.
Have you had a chance to talk at all with them? And I know there's no update that you rule out, but is it significant?
Yeah, I'm not going to rule out anything. I'll give you guys an update tomorrow.
What was the situation just before the half, Jordan having to close out? Aaron Rodgers had to go?
Yeah, he just went in early to get some treatment. So Jordan went in, and we knew unless barring something crazy happening, that we were just going to take a knee.
Two more, please.
It looked like you were rotating corners quite a bit today. Was that by design? Is something that they were doing that made you play into that?
Yeah, I mean, when you feel like you have multiple guys that can play, certainly you want to give them opportunities, and that's just kind of the way we've been rolling.
You feel like you're getting good play from one side of the ball on Sunday and not the other. And you kind of feel like the play of the defense has been carrying this team, not the offense kind of flip.
Yeah, I mean, this is the ultimate team sport, right? And we know for us to accomplish all our goals, we need all three phases, firing at the highest level possible. And it has been a little bit of that, a lot. And certainly that is good that you can find different ways to win games, but ultimately we need everybody peaking at the right time, and we haven't been able to do that consistently, within a game.